Hey friend, this is Wendy with Love and Stampin'. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. I'm going to be making a card using the Rabbit Hole Designs Sweetest Christmas and the Penguining stamp set, along with the coordinating dies. Both of these sets are super cute, and this is part of the Rabbit Hole Designs new release today. And I'm just going to have the best time making a card that has a really fun shape to it. So we're going to get started by masking off the back part of this card. This card is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and then I'm just masking what would be the back of the card. I'm using Starry Sky ink from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to ink up the top, and then we're going to move into Azure Afternoon and then Tahitian Tide ink. Obviously, I've sped this way up. Wouldn't it be nice if I could ink blend this fast? And then we're going to die cut this card base to give us a unique shape for our card. And we're going to do some Copic coloring. We're going to do some beautiful paste, embossing paste. We've got a lot of fun things in store for this card. You also might notice it is a Christmas card. By the way, we're using the Countryside dies, and I love these dies. And the biggest one is a really fun card shape, I guess you could call it. And so we're going to make that today, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So what I'm doing here is I'm lining the die up so that the top blade is over the edge of the cardstock, where the cardstock folds. So if you want to use a die to make a shape card, you just need to make sure you don't cut on the fold line. Now there are other ways to make shape cards as well, but that's how I'm making this one today. And it's just super, super simple. As you can see, now I've got this super cute little shape card, and it opens and closes perfectly. And I'm just using a little piece of Post-it note tape there to hold my card in place. I'm using Stampin' Up's shiny embossing paste, and I cannot remember the name of this stencil that I'm using, but it's from the Rabbit Hole Designs. And I'm just going to go over this entire card front using this shimmery embossing paste from Stampin' Up. If you want any of the supplies that I use today, I have them listed over on my blog. In the description below the video, there's a link that says measurements and supplies. If you click that link, it's going to take you to my blog where you can see photos and get the links for all of the supplies that I use today. Here I'm just using my Misty. This is the original size Misty in black. I really like it. And we're going to just ink up the images that I'm choosing to use. Now, I am only using one of the penguins from this, which, by the way, let's talk about the word penguin really quick. I say some words wrong. You may have noticed in some of my videos that I say them incorrectly. I don't know if this is just from being brought up by people who lived in the South or if it's like a speech issue. I don't know. But naturally, I want to say penguin with a hard E or a long E, and I've been corrected my whole life that it's penguin. So, 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. If it bothers you, I guess I won't say it too many more times. But we're going to use the little penguin with the candy cane, and then we're using the gingerbread house. And I'm going to color both of those with Copic markers, and then I'm going to die cut them out. So for the Copic marker coloring, I tried really, really hard to write down all of the Copic marker colors that I used on both images and, capture them well. Also, if you want to see more cards using these, the stamp sets, you can follow along in the blog hop that I am part of. So you can also find that over on my blog. I also have big news. I'm going to be releasing a Christmas in July class in my creative vault. Now, not only am I going to release a Christmas in July class there, my sweet friend Tracy from Australia has made an amazing Christmas in July class using Christmas, like making Christmas treats. So that's like 3D boxes and goodies. My friend Katina has done a Christmas in July scrapbooking class for you. And my friend Kelly, who is a Copic coloring expert artist, she is doing a Christmas card as well. She's actually really proficient in lots of different coloring, but her Copic coloring is my very favorite. And so, yeah, in the month of July, you're going to want to join the Creative Vault, let me tell you. Now, I want to tell you that I am going to be running a special for 4 days. The first 4 days of July, July 1st through the 4th, you're going to be able to join the Creative Vault for $5 for your first month. It's $14.95 a month, but for that first month, you're only going to have to pay $5. Isn't that awesome? So, yeah, if you want to join the Creative Vault, hold tight, and on July 1st, sign up for just $5, and I'll have reminders and little messages that'll go out, but you're going to get to access all of those amazing Christmas in July classes, plus so many more fun things we have coming. I mean, from July through December, you're going to love it because we're going to have Halloween and fall and, you know, all the wonderful, beautiful things. You're not going to want to miss out. So here I am coloring my little penguin with a red scarf and a red hat, and of course red stripes on the candy cane. And I'm using C1 and C3 for his hat, where I'm coloring in because I want it to appear white, but you still have to have shading. And then for the black part, I'm just using the 100 marker from Copics. And then I'm just adding a little bit of shading under his scarf and around the edges of him. For the door of my gingerbread house, I'm using exactly the same colors that I used earlier on the penguin, which are R39, R29, and R17, I believe. I wrote them all down. They're on that paper right under my hand. We'll be able to see it in a minute. And then I took the time to actually blend all of those little dots on the side that would be like candies. You wouldn't have to blend those. You could totally color all of these in flat colors. Now, I know that most of the people that follow me on YouTube are my longtime Stampin' Up! Cronies. And so if you're thinking, why is she using Copic markers instead of Stampin' Blend markers? It's just because I'm trying to get more proficient in using Copic markers and learn the numbering system again. I used to know it pretty well. And because I put them up on a shelf for so many years, I just have lost it. So I need to learn it again. And the only way to do that is to use them. So here I'm coloring the gingerbread house in a brown color. And again, I wrote it down, I think, but I may not have. I think it was like E34 and 31 or something. I don't know. It's brown. You know, that's what matters. It's brown. So I'm coloring the door, and then same with the little chimney here, just coloring that in. And then I wanted to add some shading to the snow. And I started out with C3, went to C1, and I kind of didn't love that it was gray. So I went over it with a really light blue. I think this is B0000. And so I actually ended up loving how that turned out. I thought it looks really cute. Oh, there's my numbers. You can see them. I colored the penguin's cheeks with R30. And now I'm stamping my Merry Christmas in Starry Sky ink. So I'm just going to put it in the Misty here and ink it up and then stamp it down. And when I'm stamping sentiments that are like this, that are kind of like scripty and the lines aren't super thick, I do like to have them in my Misty because I want to be able to stamp them more than once if they don't quite get stamped perfectly. And so these turned out great. And then I just die cut them to add them to my card. You may notice that there have been more videos than normal lately, and that is because I'm just enjoying being in my craft room more and more lately, and I'm also finding a little bit of a rhythm to summer. So for those of you who might be new around here, Welcome, first of all. Thank you so much for taking time to get to know me a little bit. Second of all, my YouTube channel is a little bit more like a card making vlog, which just means that it's a vlog. Vlog means video blog, which is in essence saying I kind of share about my life and what's going on in my world while I make cards. So at the time that you're watching this video, I am in full prep mode for company that's coming to visit the first week of July. And I have really found kind of a good rhythm to summer with my daughter going to the horse barn where she works and works her horse. And then also just with like, I've actually transitioned to getting up in the morning and cooking dinner sometimes in the morning. And then just letting it all cool, wrapping it up, putting it in the fridge for us to pull out and eat later. That seems to be working out really well for our schedule. At the time that I'm recording this, I have prepared and I'm getting prepared for a yard sale. I don't really know what I was thinking in doing this, but you know, what are you going to do? It's all stuff that needs to go. Whatever I make on the yard sale, I make. Great. Whatever I don't, fine. I'm going to pack everything else up into my vehicle and take it to hospice donation center and call it a day. So here I'm just gluing down my bits and pieces on my card front. And because I used that embossing paste, these little bits and pieces kind of had a hard time sticking. So what I did was I set you didn't see it because I cut it out of the video, but I set a stamp pad on top of the entire card and left it there for a little while, just so everything glued down really, really well and I didn't have to worry about it coming up off of there. This is a little sequin mix from the Rabbit Hole Designs. I say this in every video that I do for them, just so you know, I am not an affiliate with the Rabbit Hole Designs. I do not make any income whatsoever off of you purchasing product from them. However, it is nice for them to know that me providing content for you is resulting in new people coming to their site. So if you purchase anything from them, if you could let them know, just as an added step, you don't have to, or you can let me know and then I can let them know, whatever you want to do. It is helpful to me, and helpful to them because unfortunately I can't have an affiliate link since I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And that's just part of Stampin' Up's rules. I can be on the design team for them, but I just can't have an affiliate link and accept compensation. So anyway, here I'm just adhering some of these beautiful little sequins because I thought that they matched super well with the whole background. And I was really happy with how this card turned out. I had the best time making this card, and I have found, I can't even tell you guys how much I have found like a renewed spirit in my card making, which is another reason you're seeing more content from me. You know, when you find your joy again and you're in a good space mentally with what you do, and I don't care what it is, if it's a job, if it's crafting, if it's horseback riding, if it's knitting or crocheting, whatever it is that you do, if it doesn't bring you joy, it makes it harder to do. And I am in a very joyous place, and I hope that that's shining through in my creativity. Thank you so much for being here. And if you need any products that I use today, you can shop with me at shoploveandstampin.com for the Stampin' Up! Products, and the links over on my blog for the Rabbit Hole Designs products. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.